A great tool you could use are brain games. Now, brain games won't really help you improve your memory. So don't think you can play 5 hours of brain games and all of a sudden you have a fantastic memory. No, that's something completely different. But brain games do help keep your mind active, which is just as important. If you don't work out, what happens? You get weaker and weaker. The same thing is true for your mind. If you don't keep your mind active, it degrades over time. Use it or lose it. And so you could Google brain games and have a million options to choose from. What I like to do with brain games, I like to see how can I apply memory techniques to give myself an edge. Now, of course, if there's like a memory brain game, memory techniques are so obvious you could use it, right? But there are some games that you can't really apply memory techniques, and that's okay because you're trying to challenge yourself in a different way. This is a game where you can't really apply memory techniques because you're not trying to remember anything. You're trying to recognize things. So right here, what you have to do is you have to click the color of the word. So even though it says red, you want to click red because that's what you read. But the color inside red is green. I know it's kind of confusing saying all those words. So it's green again, green again. I don't know what's going on. Now it's red, red, and so on. So you can see how memory techniques cannot be applied here because you're not remembering nothing. All you're trying to do is recognize the correct color. That's it. But I do remember playing this game, but I think it was way more complex at the XMT Championship. And so you were timed on how long you could look at the word, and you had like 7 options. So it was way harder. Now, that's really challenging your mind in a different way, right? Because you're trying to recognize this word, or I guess recognize the color, and not getting confused by what the word says. And so it's okay if memory techniques don't have that in them, that recognition factor, which it does obviously, when you're trying to recall your images for binary, your number system, card system, whatever it may be. But this is just fun because there's nothing else to it. You have one purpose. What is the correct color? That's it. And brain games usually just have one purpose you're trying to do. And so don't get confused by thinking, hey, anything that's activating my brain is a brain game. Okay, video games activate your brain. They're not really a brain game, right? And so I don't want you to, try to convince yourself like, hey, this is a brain game because it's activating my brain. No. So, something like this is a brain game because it's activating a different part of your mind, right? You're trying to figure out what's going on, what's the right color, how fast can I go? And so just play brain games to switch things up. Don't get me wrong, I love memory techniques, but when I do train for like a competition or something, at times I get bored because I'm like doing the same thing over and over and over again. So these brain games allow me to change it up and just like work different aspects of my brain out, which in turn help my brain overall and kind of bleed into memory techniques when I'm reading, right? If I'm able to recognize these colors, quickly, I'd be able to recognize my images a lot quicker as well, right? Not mix up the numbers as much. So things do, overlap. So don't think, hey, this brain game has no value at all. It does. It's activating your brain for the most part. That's the main reason you're playing these games. But also, it's helping you sharpen that one aspect of your brain. And so if you're trying to use memory techniques, it can help you with that as well. So, just play some random brain games, You could do maybe like 10-minute sessions, whatever it is, but do something that does challenge your brain in a different way, just so you can get like a new workout in. Because if you work out and do the same workout all the time, what happens? You kind of plateau, right? But when you start changing it up, mixing it up, you have more fun because now you're doing something different, right? But also you get stronger because now your muscles have to work in a new way. Your brain is the same thing. So if you know any brain games, leave them in the comments down below. I'll include a link to this set of brain games in the description. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.